look at this morning. It is so incredibly calm. It's amazing. Oh, look at the reflection in the water. Oh, so pretty.
We just put Delos on the dock in the drop-dead gorgeous Red Frog Marina in Isla Bastamentos. After a teary goodbye to Taylor, we were back to our little family of 3, and we only had a short time left in Panama before we would leave behind our floating home and fly to Sweden for some much-needed downtime with Kaz's family. But before we begin the process of preparing Delos to ride out 3 months locked up in a wet and tropical climate, we wanted to soak up our last bit of time in the jungle and meet some of the amazing locals that call this island home.
We're back on the boat and it's just the 3 of us now. It feels kind of crazy. I love having crew on board, but it's also amazing to be just, you know, the family, and we have quite a few things that I guess we want to do now before it's time to fly out. We have a little to-do list of, you know, cleaning up, packing away, you know, stuff to prepare for storing the boat here for a few months. It's different, I think, leaving a boat than leaving a house. You know, we have to pretty much turn off everything, and it's so humid here and it's so much rain. We have to think about mold and just like, I think I'm gonna vacuum pack like everything on the boat. Brian has to pickle the water maker. It's just a lot of small things. But we're in the perfect place, and I think we're just gonna get straight at it. I love vacuum packing. So I love vacuum packing food because it keeps all the bugs away, and I love vacuum packing our clothes because it like compacts everything super small. This is under our bed and I can store way more stuff in there when I vacuum pack it away. And I also like it because like this, when we leave for a couple of months, sometimes the boat gets like, it gets so hot inside, right? And then it gets like kind of funky smelling. So I put fresh lavender in there. It just kind of like keeps a little bit good smelling when we come back, so we don't have to wash the stuff. I also wanted to say a quick thank you for watching the videos. If you like it, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It helps us out a lot.
All right, making progress on the list to put Delos away for a couple months. And one of the things that I need to do is pickle the water maker, which means I need to get all the salt water out, give it a really good freshwater flush, which I'm doing right now. So I've just opened the valve and I'm basically flushing fresh water from the tank through the pumps and through the filters and through the membranes. Right now you can hear the water pump going off. Let me just show you what's going on down there. This is the low pressure pump for the system. So the salt water comes in from the manifold here. It goes through this low pressure pump, through a valve. It then goes through our 20 micron filter and our 5 micron filter. And then it goes through here into the high pressure pump. And then from the high pressure pump, it goes up through these hydraulic high pressure lines into the reverse osmosis membranes. The reject water gets blown out the side of the boat, and the fresh water comes through here and then eventually goes into the tank. And so what I'm gonna do is, you know, to flush it out, I just turn this valve, which is pretty cool. And then it takes water from the tank and blows it through the entire system to make sure that there's no salt water in there. So I've been doing that for about 5 minutes to get it real good. And then I will take this line off. I will take the reject line off. I will put them in a bucket with my sodium metabisulfate, which is like a sterilizer and a preservative. And then I need to create a loop. So I basically hook the input, the water going in and the water coming out together to make one continuous loop. And then I fill the system with that. Okay, close the loop. All right, that's it. Water maker is now pickled, should be good for 6 months of storage. Alrighty, on to the next task.
So I just went through like all our food. So I basically get rid of everything that is like old or expired or I feel like we're not gonna eat, which wasn't that much because I feel like we provisioned pretty good when we left the US and then we had quite a few people on board, so we ate a lot of the things that we bought. There's a few different ways that I've kind of heard how you can do it to keep like weevils and bugs out of your food, and especially pasta and stuff like that. And it's freezing it for 4 days, and we've done that, but then I felt like after a few months, because I think the eggs of the bugs are already in the pasta and stuff when you buy it, and they just hatched anyways. So from years of experience with a lot of bug explosions, I find that vacuum packing basically removes all the air and then the eggs can't hatch. So I basically vacuum pack everything that is open, like these noodles, the rice, you know, all our oats, all our flour, everything like that, that is like kind of most dangerous to being infected with bugs. So nobody wants to come back to a boat where your food is not in a good shape. So I think I've done that with pretty much everything now. We have a few things that we're probably gonna eat in the last couple of days, and then yeah. But it didn't take that long, just a few hours. We're getting things ticked off the list, but it's pretty crazy. We're leaving in a few days. Ah.
With Delos all packed up and ready to go, we want to take advantage of our final days in Panama to explore some of its beautiful surroundings. Isla Bastimentos is a rugged and lush island that's bursting with some pretty amazing wildlife. It's really unique to step off the dock and walk straight into the wild jungle, so we couldn't wait to see what treasures awaited us right in our backyard.
So it's called the Red Frog Marina because they have all of these tiny poisonous red frogs around. You can find them anywhere and it's pretty easy to spot because they're so red. Sierra even spotted a few, didn't you? Pretty cool spot. No, you didn't? I think I saw you do it. Okay.
The strawberry poison dart frog is actually one of the more common species in Latin America, but this particular bright red and black speckled frog is found only on this island. It uses a special diet of ants and termites to concentrate deadly toxins on its skin, and its bright color signals to predators that not only does it taste bad, but it can also cause paralysis and death. In fact, in some species of these frogs, the poison is so concentrated that 1 microgram, only about a pinhead's worth, can kill up to 10 humans. Because of its small size, this defense mechanism is important. Otherwise, it would be an easy meal for snakes, birds, and many other potential predators found here on Isla Bastimentos. Besides its bright coloration, they're also pretty easy to find thanks to the loud chirping sound that the males make to attract females. As we wandered around the island, we also stumbled upon another animal that caught our attention.
See the sloth, Sierra? Where is it? Where is it? Is it up there? It's up there. See it?
Sierra, how does a sloth go? He scratch. Yeah, the sloth itches himself, huh?
Oh, it's so cute. These sloths are absolutely crazy, and I just had to pull out a few facts about them because I didn't really know anything about sloths. And then, you know, we've seen quite a few in the last couple of weeks, and then reading the facts, I'm like, these guys are incredible. So sloths are actually 3 times stronger than we are. They only go to the toilet to do number 2 once per week, and they actually climb down the tree to do it, which doesn't really make any sense. You'd think that it would be safer to just do it up there. When they do number 2, they lose 1/3 of their body weight in one go. So they hold it for that long, which seems not that comfortable. They're actually colorblind and only see like very poorly and kind of like dim light. And if it's sunny like this now, they are completely blind. If you can't really see, climbing in a tree must be pretty intense. So maybe that's why they're so slow. It can take up to 30 days for them to like digest one leaf. And they can actually fall, this is crazy, they can fall up to 100 feet without having any injury to themselves. So 100 feet is about 1.5 times Delos' main mast. Like, that's high. And on average, they do fall out of the tree about like once a week. Hopefully not that high every time, but that's crazy. Imagine seeing a sloth fall out of the tree. And this is one of the coolest ones, I think. So sloths actually have like a really unusual way to camouflage. So they have like cracks in their hair that allows algae and fungi to grow in their hair, which makes it look green. And if you look at the video, when he kind of like pulls himself up, you can see that he's like kind of shifting green, which is absolutely nuts. And last but not least, nobody really knows how long they live for. Like, how weird is that? Like, this is creatures that is everywhere and we don't know how long they live for. That to me is very strange. Well, I love sloths. I've fallen in love with them. They're super crazy creatures. If you've seen a sloth, or if you have any cool sloth interaction stories, comment below and I would love to read them. And yeah, that was my little fun facts about sloths. Back to the show.
Our sloth encounter was an incredible way to cap off our time in Panama. And as we prepared to say goodbye to Delos and this crazy lifestyle that we've built for our little family, we couldn't help but think back on everything that happened in the last 1.5 years. What a season, huh?
It's been crazy. It's been a while, huh?
Yeah, I mean, we're in this amazing place here in Panama at the marina. It's a good, safe place. And for the first time since this crazy pandemic started, we've decided to park the boat for a little while and go back and see more and Kaz's family.
Big news, huh?
Yeah, it's
feels a bit crazy.
We counted the other day that we've actually only left Delos 4 times during this entire trip. 1 time in New Zealand. Yep. 1 time in Borneo. 1 time in South Africa. And then the last time in Grenada. And then since we returned back to Antigua when Nugget was 4 months old for the pandemic, we haven't been back to see Karen's family. Yeah. So we're just gonna do it. We've packed up the boat, we've been doing lots of work, and it's time.
And I think it's great because we've filmed so much that we're actually gonna release the videos when we're in Sweden.
Yeah.
And then when
we're gonna be able to take some time off.
Yeah, actually quality time.
Do whatever, hang out with grandma more, play with the Nugget, go swimming, relax.
But yeah, let's go through these fun facts.
I actually put together some fun facts of this season. And it was a long season. It was actually like 3 seasons. It was a total of 18 months because we did the first season in the Caribbean, and then instead of taking a break, we sailed up to Maine for the summer. Yeah. And then when we were in Maine, we sailed all the way down to the Florida Keys and then to Mexico and then to Panama. So it was 18 months of cruising. Wow. I calculated the miles. We sailed 7,000 miles.
So that means that Sierra has sailed
7,000 miles. Pretty good for a baby.
She's a baby sailor.
She is a baby sailor. Do you know how many countries you visited during the trip?
Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3, 7?
8. Actually, Kaza was right. I was counting the U.S. Virgin Islands when it's technically a part of the U.S. 8 countries. You probably forgot St. Mark's. We went from the sub-zero temps in Maine to the sweltering jungle heat of Panama.
Yep.
The lowest temp we saw was -5 degrees Celsius, and the hottest temp we saw was 42 degrees in Mexico. That's that's a 47 Celsius degree change. That's a lot. The highest wind we saw at sea, 55 knots during that storm in the Chesapeake.
This is solid 40 knots, 45, 50. 50 right there. 55 knots.
At anchor in Maine, when one of those hurricanes blew over us, we saw 62 knots in that valley in MDI.
Yeah.
Man, Calico's going nuts back there. It's gnarly out there, Kaza.
Oh my god, is that wind generator okay? Crazy weather.
We destroyed one sail rounding Cape Hatteras. That's not so bad. We ran aground anywhere from 6 to 10 times,
I
depending
feel like
on
we run
how
aground a lot.
especially in the ICW and the Chesapeake, like we run aground all the time, but it's mud, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh, the other thing we had this season was really good crew.
Yes.
We had some really nice people sail with us. We had Ryan, who helped us so
Oh
much
my
during
God,
the tricky
Super Ryan.
sailing, and we had Taylor jump on board in the Keys.
Yeah, lifesaver.
We had Jade and JC meet us in Mexico and
So much
sail with us to
energy.
Panama. Oh yeah, and there was also Grace that joined us from Bahamas to Annapolis. Yeah, it was just a real, I felt like we had a
good
really,
vibes.
very cozy crew this year. Everybody got along well, and the filming was good. Everybody was super excited too, which was cool. Do you want to guess how many videos we made during that 18 months?
No, I'm not very good at math.
68 videos.
68.
68 videos we made
Wow.
with the Nugget.
It's been great though. We've had like so many amazing people follow us. Like I was really nervous when we came back to Delos in Grenada.
Yeah.
No, we weren't even
Antigua.
in Grenada, Antigua. And it was just me and Brian. We were all of a sudden faced with the task of, running the business, filming, making the videos,
Editing, social media.
everything, taking care of Sierra and
Yeah.
sailing and making all the decisions of like where to go, like food buying.
Seemed like a lot.
It was completely overwhelming, but I think we did really.
I think we did. We took it
so
slow
proud of
and we
us,
just
yeah.
did what felt right.
Yeah,
And now here we are.
and I mean it's really all thanks to all of you guys that have been following along with the adventure and all our amazing patrons that have been like funding our trip.
Wouldn't be possible without them.
Yeah, so
We love you.
huge thanks. Lots of kisses to you guys. You know who you are, and yeah. I feel ready though. Even though it's really sad to leave Dallas for a bit, I feel super ready.
Yeah, we're gonna come back and be charged up and
Yeah,
ready to tackle it again.
I know. And for you guys, it will be a blink of an eye because next episode will probably be us being back on the boat.
Except that Sierra will be like probably 3 months bigger.
This is true.
Can you imagine that? Anyway, thank
Okay.
you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. Thank you for the support. And we love you all very much.
Okay.
And we'll see you soon.
Let's travel to Sweden.
Okay.
Crazy.
Bye.
Bye.
Up next on Delos, we fly to Sweden to visit Mormor.
Hurrah! Hurrah! Hurrah!
And I show my top 5 favorite things about Sweden.
Yeah, it's basically just rotten herring.
Oh God, it smells so bad. You eat that?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Do you like it?
Oh Jesus.
Come on.
And Brian shows us his favorite things about Sweden. I'm Brian. I shouldn't talk about myself in the third person.
Oh Jesus, I almost fell into the hole. I hope you liked my sloth fact window here. Oh, that was so awkward. And there's heaps around and they're super easy to... Nugget. Okay.